Mostly recruiting, working with youth, getting, and just going out, spitting out the message. And the thing is, too, a lot of people get into it because they want to.
On the outside, 36 years have been behind bars. Considered extremely violent enough to be recruited by the Mexican Mafia prison gang.
There's an error, especially when you're younger, that you're out here and you're doing something, and that's very appealing.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and there exists a strange gray area, a place where media ethics dissolve into outright deception, a world where the truth is staged, the faces are recycled, and the lines between fact and fiction blur under studio lights and makeup. If stolen valor applied to journalism, Jesse Waters would be the poster boy for fake-ass reporting.
Because you're young and you're idealistic and you feel like you don't have a lot of control in your life, and so if you can go out there and make yourself a hassle, then that's better than being an anonymous kid.
Which is the official tattoo of the Mexican Mafia prison gang. Well, first of all, he, like many Mexican Mafia members, were anti-black. That was part and parcel of who he was as a bad guy, as a gang member.
He's out here pretending to be some kind of hard-hitting investigative journalist while staging interviews that belong in a bad reality show. If that were a crime, Fox's golden boy would already be strapped into a chair like Hannibal Lecter. Waters struts around like he's Edward R. Murrow with a fancy haircut and a fresh makeup job. But the only thing he's investigating is how far he can stretch the truth before the bending finally breaks. Here's what went down. On an October 2025 episode of Jesse Waters Primetime, the self-anointed truth teller on Fox News rolled out what he swore was an exclusive. He brought on a masked man, called him Eric, and sold him as a former Antifa insider turned whistleblower.
I had little Molotov cocktails in my bedroom and a copy of the Anarchist cookbook that I had photoshopped.
The guy sat there in a black ski mask, voice distorted, feeding Jesse the kind of crap that gets the MAGA crowd foaming. Tales of secret sales, shadowy plots, and left-wing chaos in the streets. Waters hyped it like he had just cracked the Da Vinci Code. Then people started looking closer. Screenshots from an older episode began circulating. Another exclusive, another masked guest. This time the so-called former Mexican Mafia member.
I can tell you for a fact, contrary to that, I kind of laughed when I saw two things. I saw that he had allegedly stated that one of his motives or reasons was to support Black Lives Matter and also to commemorate the Black Hand.
And damned if the two mystery men didn't look and sound almost identical. Same build, same eyes, same awkward hand motions. Only the name and costume had changed. Critics and viewers alike started asking the obvious. Did Jesse Waters just recycle an actor to play both roles? Did Fox News actually stage two completely different confessionals using the same guy in a different mask? Because if that's true, it's not journalism. It's community theater cosplay for gullible viewers. When called out, Fox tossed out a one-liner to the Independent saying the two men weren't the same. No proof, no receipts, just a weak corporate denial followed by radio silence. That's their move every time. Deny, distract, then double down on stupid. So yeah, this whole mess came straight from Jesse Waters, the same smirking nitwit who's made a career out of pushing conspiracies, mocking victims, and bullying his co-hosts on live TV. A sniveling little mouthpiece who thinks he's breaking news when all he's really breaking is his own credibility. Let's get one thing straight. Jesse Waters isn't a journalist. He's a show pony in a suit, a walking headline machine whose only skill is turning garbage into airtime. Every time he opens his mouth, the truth takes a bullet. He's been caught over and over twisting facts, clipping videos, and selling fiction like it's gospel. Hell, California's own governor had to drag him into court in 2025 for chopping up a clip and peddling lies on national television. That's not journalism. That's fraud with lighting and a studio audience. When people like Waters do that, they don't just make themselves look stupid. They torch the credibility of every reporter who's ever tried to tell the truth. They make it easy for every crank and conspiracy nut to say, see, they're all all liars. And that's exactly what Fox wants. A world where facts are optional and outrage is the product. They've built a business on anger. They pump it out by the gallon. They want Americans so mad and confused that they can't tell the difference between a news show and a street fight. And Waters is the loudest guy swinging in that alley. This is what happens when a network stops chasing facts and starts chasing clicks. Standard collapse. Accuracy dies. The news turns into a freak show where the loudest clown gets the mic. And it's not harmless entertainment. It's poison. This crap wrecks lives. Waters' cheap shots at Dr. Fauci helped light up death threats. His race-baiting Chinatown stunt in 2016 made hate fashionable again. His endless conspiracy garbage keeps the temperature cranked up until somebody actually gets hurt. He's not informing anyone. He's radicalizing them. He's feeding people fear, paranoia, and contempt, and he's getting paid like a rock star to do it. That's not journalism. It's demolition media. That's Jesse Waters. That's his legacy. A smirk, a lie, and a country that trusts the truth a little less every time he opens his mouth. Jesse Waters is the kind of guy who peaked at fraternity rush week and never sobered up. He's a smirking pledge who cheated on the test, talked his way out of it, and somehow wound up with the TV show. Every segment he hosts feels like a keg party that ran out of beer and ideas at the same time. He sells gossip as gospel, rumor as revelation, and every lie comes gift-wrapped in a plastic grim that screams trust fund confidence, community college IQ. Behind the makeup and the rehearsed outrage is a man who'd sell out his own conscience for a rating bump and a pat on the head from corporate. He's not reporting news. He's doing keg stand propaganda for people who think shouting is analysis. And you can see it in him, that hollow look of a guy who traded integrity for airtime and can't stand the reflection. He's a lonely salesman peddling fear because he's got nothing real left to offer. A frat boy fraud who measures his worth in clicks and outrage, sneering at truth because truth reminds him what he isn't. Every night he straps on that suit, paints on that smirk, and performs for the audience that mistakes arrogance for strength and cruelty for wit. Inside, he knows exactly what he's become, a Weasley little mouthpiece, a man who sold his soul for applause that fades before the credits even roll. He doesn't even know what the hell Antifa is, what it stands for, or how to spell it. He throws the word around because it sounds scary to the folks he's selling fear to. If any of his ancestors actually fought in World War II, they'd be ashamed. They'd drag him out of that studio and tell his sorry ass to quit spitting on everything they bled for. Jesse Waters is a two-way bit snake oil peddling moron, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way. What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and thank you so much for watching. If you're into what we're doing here, hit that like button because it really helps. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to Rebel HQ and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. I've also got a playlist with all my videos, so feel free to dive in and catch up. And if you're over the corporate spin and want real people-powered news, hit that join button and be part of the movement. We could not do this without your support. Seriously, thank you. Stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll see you in the next one. And that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.